Hey guys, how are you doing? And welcome back to my channel and another income report video for March 2023. And this is going to be an income report for my results from KDP with low content publishing. That's publishing things like journals, planners, notebooks, things of that nature, logbooks. And just for anyone that is new to my channel, hasn't seen these income reports before, I will link in the corner to my previous income reports if you want to check them out, and also just to let you know that I have been publishing online since 2018, towards the end of 2018, so I believe it was October 2018, so it's a good amount of time. A lot of my books from a couple of years ago are really well established and do have hundreds of reviews, so I'm definitely not saying that you can just hop onto KDP and sort of make thousands of dollars overnight or anything like that. I do still think that there is room though for people who are just coming in. It just will be harder and possibly take you quite a bit longer to generate sales. But if you're interested, I did create a video recently where I showed you how I went into a really saturated niche with a newer book and how that book is now generating hundreds of sales per month. And I go into how exactly I did that in a competitive area. And hopefully that will give you some insight into what is possible when you're trying to target a competitive area now that so many books are established. I just wanted to cut in and say that I had meant to post this video on Sunday, but long story short, I actually lost the edited version and I couldn't face editing it again so soon. But it's Tuesday now and I'm going to try and speed edit this video and get it out to you today. So fingers crossed it will get to you, and I'm really going to try and stick to a once a week schedule on a Sunday. Not the best so far at managing to accomplish that with YouTube, but fingers crossed I will be able to do that soon enough. Fingers crossed I get this video done today, Tuesday. So how are your March sales for KDP? Do let me know how it went for you, how things are going in the comments below. March was really good for me personally. It was much higher than I expected. I have often had a good March before in previous years as well, and I've never really understood why. I know there are certain things going on in March like St. Patrick's Day or Mother's Day, but none of the books I have really makes sense for that particularly. I think possibly some of my books are given on Mother's Day and that's could be why that I get more sales, but also it's not like I get sales from different books during this time. They're really the same books, they're just a higher volume of it, so I really don't know why. Let me know as well if that happens to you. Do you have specific Mother's Day books that sell really well during this time? Or do you find that March is just generally a higher month? What I noticed in April is that I definitely have a lower April, in particular over things like the Easter weekend. That's where I get the absolute lowest sales because I guess people are away, people are doing things, people are visiting family, whatever. And I often forget about that until it happens. Also, if you saw my last income report for February, you will have seen that I said I was going to do a March challenge, which is basically uploading 5 designs per day to Redbubble and also to Merch by Amazon, which I've just neglected really for years. But yeah, it didn't go very well. It started off fairly well as far as I was uploading, but then I was just finding it was taking me way too long because I was also trying to design them, and also the upload process is quite slow. So doing that as well as trying to do Etsy, as well as trying to do some KDP and my blog and YouTube and all that, it was too much. So I ended up missing the few days, and then I tried to catch up by doing 15 in a day or something. I mean, that was taking me all day, and also I wasn't getting many sales from it. I targeted St. Patrick's Day on a couple of my shirts and I decided to run ads to them. I did get some sales from it, but that's because I was running ads. It was a really competitive area, so I think it was silly really to even consider doing it because it was also really close to St. Patrick's Day when I uploaded them. Somewhere towards the middle of the month, I slowed right down, and then I just decided to stop the challenge altogether because I realised that my time was much better spent working on things that were actually bringing me in an income rather than trying to generate that again from scratch. I was not really thinking about how much time I actually had in reality, and I also underestimated how long it would actually take me to do 5 designs a day and upload them, as well as the fact of trying to actually research the niches and so on to a reasonable enough level that I had any chance of making sales in them anyway. And I think, merch is incredibly competitive. Redbubble, I don't think I even made a sale. I believe I made one sale in the whole of March, and it wasn't even any of the designs I uploaded, by the way. It was past designs. Now, I don't have very much on Redbubble at all. I believe I have maybe even under 100 designs, and on merch I don't have that many either. So I guess I shouldn't really expect too much, but at the same time I did think, well, why am I putting all this stuff in? Because to me, I could put much less time into creating some other things such as for Etsy or for KDP and actually get a return from that with less time and effort than it goes into creating products for merch or Redbubble. So that's what I've learned from this, really. But I'm glad I did attempt it because it made me realize that I needed to focus on things that were already doing well for me rather than spreading myself too thin. So these are my March results. So I made $9,020. And my highest day was $443, my lowest day being $187. And, I was really, really surprised by this. Obviously, this is quite a bit more than February, but that's to be expected. But it's not that different to January. And also, it's still considerably more than March in 2022 as well. So I'll just show you that now. So this was March 2022, and I made $6,744, the highest day being $481 and the lowest $112. And for me, even last March was really high in comparison to others. It was one of my highest months, I think, still during the year, as far as just a standard month that isn't a Q4 month. So I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure how much more it was going to be. So I was really surprised. So now I'll just go and show you my ad spend as well. So I've just hopped onto the Canadian platform where I spent $55 roughly and had $300 worth of sales, 18% ACOS. Then in the UK, it was where I actually spent the most, which was £172, and the ACOS was 23%. And then in the USA, I spent $139, and the ACOS was 21%. So all in all, pretty good, but I didn't spend that much really. But overall, it was profitable for me. And obviously, it's going to depend on whatever your ACOS is. So that's going to be different depending on how much your books are. But yeah, that's it. My total ad spend in March then was $393 and plus the 20% VAT that I get charged in the UK, and that makes it $471.29. The tools that I was using in March primarily going to be Canva Pro, Creative Fabrica, Midjourney, and I do have the higher paid version for that, so it's something like $70, which is a high amount. And Enhance, which I've also got quite a high subscription for. I'm looking out for other free versions. I've seen a couple of videos recently where they have free Enhance tools. This is, by the way, where you can enhance the image, so make it larger, because obviously with Midjourney it doesn't scale it as large as you need to use on things like print on demand. You can enhance actually on Midjourney to a certain point, but I tend to not do that. I do it outside because often Midjourney, the image changes as you enhance it. Canva Pro, as per usual, that's what I mainly use to put all my books together and to create the cover files as well. And Creative Fabrica, I primarily get all my fonts from there. I upload all my fonts from Creative Fabrica and put them onto Canva. I also put them onto Affinity Designer, which is a tool that I bought one-off so that I don't pay for that monthly. And I also upload images that I download from Creative Fabrica as well. And I upload those onto Canva too. So in total then, that was $9,020 minus the $471 on ads, $115 on tools, and that comes to a profit of $8,433, which is great for March. I'm really pleased with those results. And just to say that around 1,400 of the sales that I made were from 2 books. So both of my best-selling books sold around 700 copies. One of them, I think, was around 750 copies. So a large amount of the income was from a couple of books. Also, a majority of these books are still paperbacks. I did want to create more hardbacks. I still haven't really. I've done a few, but haven't put the time into doing that. I have got plenty of books with A+ content now. I think that really does help. So if you do have low content books, remember to upload A+ content, because you cannot see the inside feature anymore for any new books that are uploaded. So I definitely do have older ones that I've left, because you still have the inside feature. But then again, if you want to be competitive, it's best to have the A+ content, because it just makes your sales page look so much better. The more information you really provide, the better, because then your customer knows exactly what they're getting. So thank you very much for watching today. I hope you found it useful. If you have absolutely any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask them below. I do try and get back to everyone. And I'd also love to hear how you were doing, how March was for you, and if it was a surprise for you or not really, if it was just kind of a standard month. So I hope you have a fantastic week ahead of you, and I will speak to you again very soon.